So if you guys grew up like me, you know how we all kind of plucked our eyebrows, over plucked and like thin was in, and like literally you go to the girl and you're like, okay, make these as thin as you possibly can. And then it just never grew back and now eyebrows are in again. So that being said, microblading might be the right thing for you. Right off the bat, like my eyebrows right now are microbladed. Like I have no product on my eyebrows, so you know, they're all natural. Well, they're microbladed, but they look all natural. Microblading is basically little tattoo strokes of like hair in your eyebrows. Ombre is a different thing that's picking up popularity, and this is more of, it looks like it's powder filled essentially, so they put little dots and they tattoo the little dots into your eyebrows so it looks like it's powder based. There are hybrids as well that you can do. For me, my first choice was the microblading just because I felt like it did look a little bit more natural, especially on days I don't wear makeup or I go very light. So right off the bat, 100%, I definitely recommend getting microblading. It saved me a lot of time, especially getting ready. My eyebrows were very uneven and patchy, and filling them in, I'm the type that like I like to be very precise, so if they aren't perfect, it's gonna drive me crazy and it's just gonna set the tone for the whole day. You have to be very, very careful about who you get it done by. You want to make sure when you are picking an artist that they don't just use like a one brow fits all. You need to make sure that they're mapping it out, that they're kind of figuring out what is best for your face and your frame, because you don't want someone that basically has a stencil and they're stenciling it on your face. That's a really big red flag, so stay away from that. When you're picking your artist too, make sure you review their work and make sure, like for me, because I'm blonde and it is, like I said, harder to match it up, make sure you kind of see what they're capable of and if they're able to match and all that and their experience, because mind you, it's on your face, and although it's not like 100% permanent, it is semi-permanent and people are going to notice it. They stand out like a sore thumb, so if they're not done right, you're screwed. So make sure you do your research on that. For me, I'm in love with the girl I went to. She killed it. She was awesome. I'll tag her below, but her name was Microblading by Holly, and yeah, she was awesome. She literally mapped out my face. I showed a picture of what I wanted my eyebrows to look like, and it's how I typically would fill in my eyebrows, and it was probably like the best brow filler I've ever done, so I was like, please try to like match this picture. She matched the color herself, like totally trusted her 100%. So some questions that you might have going into it is, first of all, does it hurt? And for my answer, it's no. For me, I think getting my eyebrows threaded hurts a lot more than getting them microbladed. Honestly, it just feels like a little annoying scratch, and that's it. Everyone's going to bleed a little bit, so obviously follow the instructions as well given by your artist. Like no alcohol beforehand, like the blood thinners, all that. Make sure you do follow that because you don't want it to bleed as much as you can possibly control. Another question that I get to is, do I still fill them in? And my answer is yes. When I am doing like a more dramatic look or a more full look, I do like to have darker eyebrows. That being said though, because I am blonde, it doesn't look natural when my eyebrows are dark and I don't have any makeup. And so that's why this is basically the best approach for me. Also, price ranges, they all kind of differ. I think $600 is probably safe to say is maybe like the common price for microblading. Could be more, could be less. However, this is something you don't want to cheap out on either. So if you're getting it done, make sure you're spending the money going to a reputable artist and getting it done correctly. Another thing was my dad. I didn't actually tell him that I was getting it done. So I was kind of hoping that he would never notice, but obviously he did when I came home with these tattooed on eyebrows that looked very, very pigmented at the time. So keep that in mind. If you're gonna try not to tell anyone, they're gonna know, unless you're gonna avoid them for like 3 weeks. The healing process. So, I mean, like I said, every artist is gonna be different on what they tell you to do for the healing thing. For me, it was just coconut oil. It was really easy. I applied it, I want to say twice a day, in the morning, at night, and like if they were absolutely dry and I needed some, I just put a little Q-tip, put it on my eyebrows, and that was that. Touch-ups. Make sure you always go for your touch-up. That is essential. when they first heal, like for me, when my eyebrows were healed the first time, they didn't look like they do right now. I was almost like, oh no, like am I not absorbing as much of the pigment as I should? Nope, totally normal. The tattoo basically is going to need a touch up just because your skin, it's hard for it to like absorb it all, I guess, so you need that touch up to make sure that your eyebrows actually look good. It is recommended to go for touch ups as well every 1 to 3 years. It depends how fresh you want to be. However, for me, my eyebrows are almost a year old, and so I will be going back and getting them touched up just because, I mean, I like the fresh look. This is something that like I'm very invested in, and has been a lifesaver. I mean, I can wake up and not do my eyebrows anymore, which is amazing. So yeah, the amount of compliments I've gotten on them is amazing. So totally worth it. I would definitely recommend. So as you can see, my eyebrows were very patchy, and they didn't even have any shape. They weren't a shape, they were just like 5 strands of hair plus some. So this is when Holly put the felt on my face and we mapped out my eyebrows. So day 1, they almost had like a purpley reddy type of tint. Do not worry, that will go away. They're going to be very pigmented, and just relax, it's okay. I came home and my dad looked at my face and he was like, oh, Alexa, did you sketch your eyebrows? So, funny. But anyways, it's fine, it's healed, and it looks really good now, so it was worth it. So day 2, as you can see, very pigmented again. Just keep those babies moisturized. Don't pluck any of the skin or hairs around it, just let it be. It's kind of like an open wound and you're not going to want to touch it. Day 3, you can see that they're still pigmented, but they kind of lost that tinge a bit. So you can rock them, wear red lipstick, do up your face, you know, go out. But do not wear any foundation or anything else on your eyebrows. So you gotta be careful. I didn't wear makeup past my eyeballs, hence you can kind of see the skin difference, but whatever. Day 4, it's kind of similar. I personally love the look of day 5 and day 6. As you can see, like the color isn't as vibrant and potent as it was in the first couple days, but also I feel like when I go full face, that's how I like my eyebrows looking. Day 7 was good too, actually. Yeah, you could still dress them up. They look very defined. Mine actually took a little bit longer to start flaking. It's normal, everyone heals different. Everyone's gonna be a little bit different than the next. So day 9, you can kind of see, I don't know if it's my right or your right, but the eyebrow top is kind of coming off a little bit, so it's starting to flake in the smallest amount, if you can see that. Day 10, we're starting to lose quite a bit of color. Day 11, same thing. Little parts of it, especially near the tops of my eyebrows, are starting to begin to flake. Day 12, you can definitely see it starting to flake off now. Day 13, just not the best looking day for me. It's starting to flake and my eyebrows aren't looking the best. Day 14, same thing. Day 15, you're starting to lose quite a bit of that pigment. You can see actually when it flakes off, it looks like all the color is gone. Do not freak out. It happens to everyone. It is very normal. Do not stress. It's okay. All of the color is fading away, but do not worry. It will come back. Do not stress. I was stressed. Even though I knew not to stress, I was stressed. And I was Googling all night, like, is my eyebrow color going to come back or am I just doomed? So you're fine. It comes back. Day 17, I'm like, well, why did I do this? Where are my eyebrows? And then I think I forgot day 18, so it's not there. But day 19, I'm basically back to my first eyebrows that I've over threaded. Day 20, you can kind of see they start to come back a little bit. And then day 21, I'm like, okay, it's still there. My eyebrows are still done. So this is 1 month of me being healed. So, well, quite a bit of color is lost, but this is why touch-ups are very important, because you need to go back to go over what your skin didn't grab of that color. And then this is after the touch-up. This is what my eyebrows look like. I am in love with the results. Thank God for microblading. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Recommend 1,000,000% getting your eyebrows microbladed if you have the same problem with me. And Holly, I speak to specifically, like, she is amazing. She can do eyebrows on someone that doesn't have any eyebrows at all. So she's my girl. Go check it out. And if you have any questions, same thing, let me know. Bye, you guys.